Well, I don't know how this is going to work because the stream started and stopped. But I know one thing that didn't work, and that's what I made here today. And I'll explain to you why. And it's totally my fault. But I'm not going to do it again. It's too much of a pain in the ass. I'm going to make it the old way and be done with it. Just can't deal with all the fiddly stuff. I'll show you what happened. This came out nice. I mean, it's totally doable, except it has a twist in it. I have to figure out how to do it without getting a twist in it. I mean, if I wanted to steam it, it's not much. Just there we go. It's definitely junk now. Had to be in the way I jigged it up. Yeah, so in the trash it goes. Good experiment. It weighs 1 ounce. I've made them lighter, but they were open bay, and their open bay stabilizers are very, very hard to finish. See, by snapping that right there, it put it straight. That's how much load it was under. So I think I did something wrong with the leading edge. Oh, well, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to make it the old way. So how I'm going to do that is, we got some skin here. Kind of a bummer. I thought that would be all right. So it's going to take 3 pieces. Yep, I'm a little bummed out, but what are you going to do? Shit happens. That's thicker than 16th. Well, I wish they'd get their act together. This is a potato chip. Yep, I'm bummed out. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, Steve. So I think that was too big anyway. It's 4.5. We want it 4. So if I take this sheet, split it, join it. Yep, didn't work. It wasn't warped. It just built in a twist. I'm gonna have to, if I want to do that, I'm gonna have to figure out how to join it, how to make it straight. So the best, easiest thing I can do is just remake it the way I normally do. We know that works. We know that works. Nope, ain't gonna bother. That's not what caused it to warp. Leading edge is what caused it to warp. I didn't have it cut perfect or whatever. I'm not going to worry about it, is what's going to happen. I'll have this built in the next, before the hour's up, I'll have this thing pretty well framed up. And it'll be light and straight. Just not worth it. I think I can get 4.5 out of this anyway. We'll get 4.25, I think. 4.5 is just too much root. I have built I-beam stabilizers when I was an idiot. So we want to go 15. Oh, wait a minute. We only want 29. So if I do 30, that's just. Or we could make it 30. Now we'll make it 29. 29, 14 and a half. Okay. So what do we want here on the tips? I think I had these too big anyway. These were 3 inches, too much. We'll make it 2.5 or 2.5. We'll make this 4.25. Here, I can just cut it, I guess. We'll just cut it. Yeah, I went through all that work for nothing. But it was a good experiment. Okay, we need another skin just like it. This is the fastest way to do this, by the way. And the elevators are going to be solid because I got some decent wood. I got some 4-pound wood. Kind of need that for the hinges anyway. Cut this off. Maybe I need to build some gallows kits, something really challenging. Some scale model rubber bands. Okay, we got two skins here. Exactly the same. Yeah, hopefully that'll keep from sticking to the. See, them other YouTubers wouldn't show you when they had a failure. They just cut it out. I didn't even have to show you, but I'm going to be honest with you, you know. So it makes it fun. I've had so many successes, one little setback ain't going to hurt me. Okay, now I want to figure out the angle of the dangle. So I'm going to go a 1/2 inch, 1/2 to 1. Kind of like figuring the slope of a roof. Half. Half. The wingtips are 1 inch. But if this is, you got to think it. This is my logic behind it. Wingspan is 60, and this is going to be 30. They just cut it in half, and that should be the same. You know, people on the forums there, what percentage of the tail is it? Hell, I don't know. I just, yeah, that's right. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Oh, I see. Why is that like that? So we'll cut them to the length here and see what the deal is. It should be 14.5. That's why. Well, I believe I screwed up again. 14.5. I cut them first ones too short. So now we got to figure it out again. Which is not a big deal. I just using these stupid rulers. 28, 14. Right there. Okay, cut this tip here. Two and a half. Mm-hmm. 2.5. 2.5. Tape them together. Tape them together. Make sure it's perfect. You don't need no more screw ups. That's better. Okay. Where are we at on time? 26, half an hour. Okay, now the simplest way to do this is to strip out some 3/8 by 3/8 for the leading edge and 3/8 by half for the trailing edge. Then we're going to put the ribs in it, and instead of doing straight ribs, I'll do geodesic, every other 1 inch. It's no big deal. So we got some 3/8 here. It's both 5 pound. Oh, it's actually 4-pound wood. That's 5. And this is a 4/9. But it ain't real straight. The grain is kind of wonky. I can probably get away with that with the elevators because I can sand them. But I need this to be straight. This appears to be the straighter of the two. So what I'm showing you there, I'm taking the heavier of the two pieces, but it's the straightest grain of the two pieces. So we're going to cut a straight edge on it, and then I'll strip it. But I want to start out with a straight edge because it's kind of got a wonk in it. I need to make a joiner for models is what I need. That's a hard piece there. Yep, need to make a joiner. Okay, now we have a straight piece of wood. It needs to go on like that. So we need it 3/8 thick. Should be able to get this whole thing out of this one piece. Okay, this is the leading edge here. Pretty good, pretty good. Now we need a piece of 3/8 by half. Or, let's see, we got 1 inch, 3/8 by 5/8. Let's see what this weighs right now. Yeah, it's going to be a little heavier than the other piece, but the way it goes. We'll make it 3/8 by half, I guess. Then put the little blocks on it. Close enough. If I do that, it'll be up this end. Yep, this end. Drilling edge. Center section. Tips. 33. Yep. Ribs. Cut us a kit. Probably won't get this done tonight, or on camera anyway. But we got a pizza coming. Somebody asked me if I'm going to show silver soldering. Yes, it's coming up here because I need a horn for this airplane. I think this is going to be enough ribs. Okay. So we're going to need a center section now. I guess I could start cutting those. We'll cut these pieces to length and get them all fitted. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing or not. Trying to go through this as fast as I can to make up for lost time. Not like I'm on a deadline or anything, but I'd like to be finishing by Christmas. This is my Christmas airplane. Okay. Now, okay, let's go to this camera here, I guess. We're actually doing something now. So I want to lose that tape together piece because we certainly don't want to glue them together. Okay, leading edges. Perfect. You look at this line. If you're looking at this line here, this line is no good. You know, it would have been easier. Yeah, I could do it like that, I suppose. Well, do them that way. I don't believe I've ever shown this method on the channel. Maybe I have. I don't know. I've done so many things. Hard to tell. But I know this works, so that's why we're doing it. Let's do it like this. Okay. Tack it here. Tack it here. Get my precision straight edge. Well, I don't want to do that. Screw it up. You know what? I could leave that 16th overhang on this and make it pocket. Doing it this way. Yes, I could. Let's rethink this. That way it'd match the wing. Save a little weight too. Be it only a gram or two, but better than nothing. So we're going to overhang this. How much do we want to do? I wish there was some way I could mark this. I guess I could do it like this. And I'm glad I caught that. That is. So we're going to hold that off. That far. Things that make you go, because just like the wing, the elevators stick inside there. I do not like to run hinge tape. A lot of guys swear by it, but I did it with Bob Whiteley one time. One time, that's enough. Almost hit the ground. Be no more hinge tape for me. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yep, that's straight. So now I need to take that other ruler and stick it up here and slice that off so it's perfectly straight. That's a big mama though. To be, oh, I could use a shorter one. This will leave an 1/8 of an inch overhang all the way along there, so that's good. Make it perfect. Perfect. Suppose I could have sanded it too, but yep. Come on. Come on, get on there. Now'd be a good time to have a helper. Woo! So, need to sand it. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, this wax paper, I must have put it down wrong because it it don't relief very good. My dad, when I was younger, my dad had a 49 panel, 6-cylinder, 6-volt Chevy, and we delivered LA Times throwaways twice a week. And he would get me up and I would fold papers on school nights in the middle of the night. And when it rained, each one, they didn't have plastic bags back then. They had wax paper. And I remember it was yellow wax and yellow wax paper. That was the waxiest paper you ever saw. And you fold them papers and rubber band them. I wish I had some of that paper. That was good stuff. Good stuff. It looks like that's about as far as we're going to get tonight. I'll probably work on it a little off camera to get caught up where I was. But I know this thing's going to be not going to be twisted, so that's why I'm doing it. Well, I'm going to look for a piece of Teflon sheet. I've seen guys have it. I've never had one, so but I know they exist. One thing about this method is make sure everything is glued good. Yeah, we got dinner coming, so I got to get off here. The pizza man. Yeah, this is straight, so this is good. No twist. Let's see where we're at as far as weight goes. Yeah, you're going to be a little heavier. What are you going to do? Going to be about 5 grams heavier, but it'll be straight. Uh-huh. Yeah, I never thought of that. I got some vacuum bag stuff over there. For vacuum bagging molds. Maybe that'll work. Man. Okay, the order of the day is we're going to cut some pieces. I'll do that tonight. For the tips that go here, and the center section that goes here, and then we're going to put some of these ribs in here at different angles, 30-degree angles, all the way out, and glue the skin on top of it. And then round over the leading edge, and we're done. And sand the wingtips. So what we have here is a little, when we're done, it's a little pocket, little trough. And the elevators, and I'll take a piece of sandpaper and I'll sand on that a little. The elevators get rounded off, they're 3/8, and they fit into that pocket, just like my wing, my flaps. And the way my hinges work, that leaves a 0 gap. I'm glad I did this instead of monkeying with this, because I forgot about that part and I didn't put that on here. I just left the square. There's the pizza, man, the square trailing edge. All right, guys, I gotta go. Pizza's here. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll have this done. We'll go on to making a horn, getting it hinged up, everything, and then it's figure out what I want to do for a fuselage. I'm thinking about, instead of making another carumba, I've had so many nobler looking airplanes. I'll make a jet. We'll make it a USA 2. So, I mean, when you're building these things, you're only limited to your imagination. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. We'll see you. I'm coming.